So the way they left, as well as some of the callous ways they flaunted their absence, seems a bit unhealthy. How does that make you feel about them coming back into your life so suddenly?
I don't know what to think. I thought we would be together for years or maybe even forever. But then, they just ditched me so savage. Like, leaving the country? That's so harsh, bro. And then, of course, when it doesn't work out across the pond, they want to come back and pretend like it never happened.
Did they offer you any kind of apology or try to make you feel any better about what happened?
They made it seem like they wanted to be anywhere but here. Next thing you know, I'm looking at their stories and they're riding on horses with baby goats and getting fresh haircuts. And then poof, they just show up right on my doorstep. No apology, no nothing.
Well, your love for them must be pretty strong if you took them back after all that. You have to nurture that love, but remember that love is also a two-way street. It needs to be reciprocated.
No matter what, you can have all the right skills, you can have all the tools, but if you don't want it as much as I do, it's not gonna work.
You need to get this off your chest. You can't just keep this bottled up inside.
You're right, Doc. It's time to heal. Dear Brian, hope you plan on killing it this year for LAFC. And never leave us like that again, bro. That was foul. I feel like that was a breakthrough. What if I just start...
Jay, are you almost finished?
Sorry, bro. I know we got the show to do. Just give me a few minutes. We're almost done.
No, dude, it's not that. You're 10 minutes over your session, and Dr. Darby and I have a lot to go over with my Mark Anthony K issues. So, let's go.
You can't be stealing my lines, bro. That's copyright infringement. Right, Doc?
Copyright infringement.
Vince, is Twitter forcing you into therapy? You just need to let it roll off of your shoulders.
Yeah, but who told you? Like, the doctor told me that stuff would be totally... Oh, hey! Welcome to the 110 Football Show. I'm Vince LaRosa. This is Jessica Black. Welcome back, Jessica.
I'm happy to be back in the chair.
You know what, Jessica? We had kind of an up and down week this week, didn't we?
You're telling me, just like my therapy session with Dr. Darby, Rerod, please, bro, don't ever disappoint us again, bro. Break my heart, dude.
Jay, that stuff's supposed to be confidential. I was just talking about that.
But we filmed it and it's on our show. What?
I think we should just get to the highlights, should we?
Yeah, let's do the highlights. And you know what? Let's start with the good times, please. Ah, the good times. I love the smoke.
I love it too. Beautiful colors.
And a really good plumage.
Okay, plumage.
All right.
Rossi being Rossi.
My player to watch. And he's... Oh.
It's a wonderful finish.
No, I'm talking about the logo. Did you
Logo's
see that
nice
logo?
too. Yeah.
Phenomenal. I hate to break it to you though, the logo at this moment turned off. And then this guy's through, and we tried to get it back on, but it was too late.
Less of that, less of that.
Yeah.
All right, 48th minute.
What'd you think of Raheem in this game?
I thought he was so good in the wing-back position. Going past players, that's definitely his superpower.
Kind of like a baby deer though, a little awkward.
Baby deer?
He has this uncanny balance thing. Carlos not so good at PKs lately.
Not so much, but we'll let it go because in the 79th minute, he made up for it, didn't he?
I could try this like 100 times and somehow negative make it.
I'm not even sure that you even get the touch there
You're
from
probably,
Kim Woo-Won's
actually,
cross.
you're right. The touch is just pure class.
2-1. We love that win. More of that, right?
3 wins in a row. Carlos, moment of magic. Here we go, right? All on the train.
Not so much. Let's take a look at the hiccup that was Wednesday's game in Portland.
Trying to forget it.
All right, here we go.
Soccer City, USA.
Not for us.
No.
Not for us this
Not
time.
for them. Stop calling yourselves that, Portland. Seriously.
All right, early break for the Timbers. I mean, we couldn't have started off any worse than that.
Yeah, Diego Valeri's 100th goal in MLS is great for him. He's a good player. But Marco Farfan, 2 errors. Really had to come back in this game after his shakies.
But here, Carlos Vela does what Carlos Vela does best, gets us back into the game. A nice cross from Diego Rossi. How many times have we seen that in the past?
The ball from Eddie Segura before that even. Phenomenal. But this is a moment of just completely switched off.
Oof.
Did they forget that they were throwing the ball in? Did they forget there was still some time on the clock? Who knows?
I saw it coming, Vince. I definitely saw it coming, and, you know, we usually lose when we go down a goal. So.
Well, you're a realist, and I am an optimist. But the standing's not so bad. No harm, no foul.
I still think we can catch, you know, the teams in front of us. I think we get some points against Vancouver, and we're right back in it.
Yeah, KC's
we know
even
the Galaxy
within
is
reach.
going to drop points. We know this.
Well, here's how we're going to do it, because on the second page is the team we play next, the Vancouver Whitecaps. -9 goal differential is not good for them.
Not good, but good for us.
Yes, and recently we have beaten them 5-1 and 6-0 at home. So, hey, maybe we'll get a third goal for once this season.
I'm looking forward to 10-0.
Oh, it could be. This is your day to predict that.
We must look ahead, Vince.
You're right, Jess. There were a lot of positives from that Portland loss.
And we'll talk about those in just a minute, but Uncle Jay, can you tell everyone what's coming up in the show?
You got it, Jess. Coming up, Max is back, and he is definitely relaxing ahead of the Vancouver match. We got this. We find out who is always late for LAFC meetings in Class of 21, and Eli goes in on Euro snobs and lesser is more. But first, Jess and Vince break down the last 2 matches at the touchscreen. What's with the goal scoring issues, Vince?
I'm glad you asked, Jay.
Connor keeps saying it, and he's right. Finish your chances.
For once, the kid is right. Look, LAFC's played in 2 straight games where they've had narrow margins, and let's go to the RSL game, and this is how this game ends up with brilliance. There's your boy
Individual
out
moment
there.
of brilliance. You know, Kim diagonal pass to Carlos Vela, and Carlos Vela does what he does best. You know, that's an amazing goal.
This is a 1 out of 100 chance because it's Carlos Vela. It's maybe 2 out of 100. You cannot rely on this. This helped LAFC, but what we really want to focus on is what they did here. I love this. This is 29 shots, a lot of big chances in high-quality chance areas. I know people love long-distance shots, and yes, they're sexy, but don't do it all the time. These bigger circles mean higher quality chances, and a majority of these chances are in here. So we're going to take a look at that RSL game and the missed chances in Portland and how you can't rely on individual chances because it's not going to always work out for you. But this is the RSL game.
Okay.
This could have been the breakthrough, and I'm just going to leave it here before we go. I love this. Dropping off the center backs, getting into an area where, one, you can receive safely and have enough time to turn and look upfield. Then I love this even more. The secondary recognition from Bryce Duke to say, my forward has the ball, he's going to have time on the ball. That means I've got to get as far forward as quickly as I can so he can find me. So when we run it, that's exactly what he's going to do, as if I watched it before.
Exactly. And you know what, Vince? We're starting to cause more issues for defenses by having players that aren't usually in attacking positions run in from midfield. Yep. And so here, just stop right here. You see Carlos Vela, he's taking the ball. What I really like is he tends to draw a lot of eyes, and players seem to be worried about what he's doing. And then you also have a lot of players in attacking positions that aren't naturally in those positions. We're causing a lot of issues now, and that's what's helping us create these really high-quality chances. So let's go ahead and start the playback.
So as we run it, and you love that he can get isolated, he can get his head up, and he can find a pass. And that's a lateral pass, not normally the best pass, but Latif has a presence of mind to know positionally, I can play it out wide. He beats the entire midfield. And what I love is Diego Rossi finally finding the spots through a central area.
But he missed the chance, though.
And you're right, and that's what we're talking about here. RSL, Kim misses, individual moment of brilliance, bails you out. Portland, Diego Rossi misses. Not only do you not get the draw, and no one bails you out with that individual moment of brilliance, but Portland gets their own.
You lose the game.
Gets their own. Portland really only played good, what, in the first 2 minutes and the last 2 minutes?
Yeah.
These are the margins.
Exactly.
LAFC is willing to trade these things, these margins, knowing that they're going to get high volume chances. So we're not worried. You're not worried, right?
I'm not really worried, but we definitely have some work to do. Thanks for that. Let's look ahead, though, and recharge with Max with this week's Maxin and Relaxin.
Maxin and Relaxin here. You know, you're not supposed to like any of LAFC's opponents. It was a bitter pill to lose to the Timbers, obviously. We don't like them and the Galaxy and the Earthquakes. The Whitecaps, I have a soft spot in my heart for them. This team has been away from home going back to last season when they had MLS's back. They have been in Utah. That's been their home field. They have just been given the green light to return to British Columbia starting July 25th. They can't use BC Place because it's been booked for some event called Wings and Wizards. They're missing arguably their two best players who were with Canada at the Gold Cup, Maxime Crépeau, the goalkeeper, and Lucas Cavallini. Their head coach is Marc Dos Santos. We love him here. He's a former LAFC assistant. I do feel bad, but after all of that, you gotta compartmentalize it, put it away, because LAFC need to come out and get 3 points, and they gotta feel good about themselves. And as bad as you feel about the Whitecaps, just come out and thump them. It's the nature of the beast. Saturday night, Bank of California Stadium.
Against the run of play. Long range shot. You will not see a better goal.
.110 Football in partnership with Adidas.
Well, Vince, it's time to continue a great tradition on the show.
Tradition? We've been on for like 1.5, maybe 1.25 seasons. I think you need to reach syndication before you can call something a tradition, Jess.
Oh, trust me, it's definitely tradition around here for you to get humiliated by the guest hosts and players to watch. Last week, Haley annihilated you by a score of 21-9. And I'm surprised you're here after what you said last week.
After I said what last week?
Let's take a look.
All right, I'll give you Vela, but if you beat me with a fullback, quitting the show.
It's happening.
2-on-1. This is onside. It's a good first touch. Romero's off his line. All the way from right back. It was Aaron Herrera.
I should just stop talking altogether on this show. Just walk off. No more of this. You know, I know. It's because I like to give away prizes.
Right, that's it. Since that's the case, tell everyone what the prize that's up for grabs this week.
I won't just tell them, I'll show them. Check out this baby.
Ooh.
Carlos Vela signed poster from a 2019 Supporter Shield winning season. That's pretty good, and good enough that I would say make sure you get your picks into us before Vancouver and LAFC kick off, because you got a chance to win this baby. All you gotta do is beat me. That's pretty easy. You gotta beat Jess though, too.
I'm glad you got a chance to hold that up, because that's gonna be the last time it's in your possession.
Oh, come on. Look,
Why don't I start us off while you spend a couple more moments with my prize?
It's a pre-man bun.
Okay, so my first player to watch is going to be Daibar Caicedo. You want to say that?
Daibar Caicedo.
Daibar Caicedo. So he's a 21-year-old Colombian right winger, and he has 2 goals and 2 assists. And one of the goals that he scored happened to be against the LA Galaxy. And, you know, we like that, don't we?
Yeah.
We like that, don't we? So he's a tricky winger. He likes to isolate the center backs and fullbacks. And I think he's going to be a problem for Murillo and Blackman and Segura. So I think they just have to watch out for him.
Don't let it happen, boys. Don't let it happen.
My second player to watch is going to be Carlos Vela.
The Carlos Vela, former Arsenal player? No, I mean, look, every answer is Carlos Vela. I would choose him too if I was smart.
LAFC's answer is Carlos Vela. And we kind of talked about after the Austin game how he needed to be more involved. And I think they did get him more involved against RSL. He had 8 shots against RSL versus the 3 that he had against Austin. So that's really good, but only 1 goal and a missed penalty. So now it's time for Carlos to start converting those chances. If LAFC want to be one of the best teams in the division, he needs to score more goals. You know, I don't think anybody can really dispute that, right? And Chicharito, he already has 10 goals. So, you know, it's time to get to work, I think.
Listen, buddy, I need you to do well.
Give him a pep talk.
But not so well that I lose to her. So please, don't you want to stay with me, buddy? Come on. Just a little talk. Just a little talk to my man, Carlos. Could you say that he's been gunning for a goal? Bad one? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go on. My 2 players to watch, I got another fun name. Christian Dahome from Vancouver. Dahome. You picked a right winger. I got the left winger. He's got 5 goals and 2 assists this season. It's pretty good for a Vancouver team that doesn't score that often. So he does a little bit of everything for this team. He tackles, which I hope is worth points. He's a dribbler, good dribbler, progresses the team into the final third. And basically, he has the ball at his feet when anything good happens for Vancouver, when good things happen for Vancouver.
When is that?
Yeah, not often enough for them. Sorry, Marc Dos Santos. I love Marc Dos Santos. I feel so bad for him. For LAFC, I got the recent MVP, not Carlos Vela. It's my man, Jose Cifuentes. Cifu's been the man lately. 2 goals, 2 assists in his last 4 games. It should be 3 if he buries that Kim pass, which was a nice pass at the end of that first half. But other than that, he's a guy that really likes to dribble. He can take you from one side of the field to the other, doesn't need to make many passes in between. He's got a cannon of a shot. You might need that against a Vancouver team, which, if I'm gonna guess, they're gonna bunker just a little bit. So a rugged midfielder like Cifu that can do a little bit of everything, he'll be involved in goals for sure. And I will win, and this will stay with me.
Well, good luck to everyone this weekend. Remember to get your picks in on the 110 Football social media channels before kickoff against the Whitecaps.
You know, Jess, what I may lack in winning players to watch, I actually make up for my cheerful demeanor and punctuality.
I don't see how that's relevant to anything right now.
Well, you will after you watch this week's LAFC Class of 21, so check it out. Most likely to be late for a team meeting.
I'm gonna say Latif, but I don't even know why I'm saying Latif. I could just, for some reason, I could see that happening.
Probably Latif.
Latif.
Latif?
Latif, yeah.
Latif. Yeah. 100%.
Oh, Latif, yeah.
Latif. 1000%.
I think no one, yeah.
No one?
Yeah, because like, if you're late, you gotta be spin, so everybody's like ready. Yeah.
Jess, now that you know all about my punctuality, do you have any horror stories about being late to meetings from your college soccer days?
Not me specifically. I'm usually a pretty on-time person, but in college, if you were late, you had to run extra laps and stuff after practice. So needless to say, there were a lot of girls running extra laps after practice, and I'm happy that I had to watch.
The running, the sheer amount of running from high school to college is ridiculous.
It really is, and I'm one of those weird people that I loved playing, but I didn't like running. So yeah, I was always on time.
Yeah, somehow the running never made me a better player. You know what? Speaking of people that are late, we're gonna go to Eli, who always seems to be a little bit late with his takes, but he somehow gets there. This week he's got a take on MLS players playing for the national team. So check it out in Lesser is More.
The US-17 is off at the CONCACAF Gold Cup with a roster primarily of MLS players. And I agree, that's a lot of acronyms to start off. You know who hates acronyms? Euro snobs. They continue to trash MLS players when they're called up to the USMNT. They feel the guys are undeserving to make the roster simply because they play in MLS, and that the USMNT can never be considered good until they have a roster without MLS players. What? Look, regardless of where they play, if they're the best Americans available, they deserve a call-up. Or don't look. Some of the US's best recent contributors play in MLS, most notably Sebastian Lletget of the Galaxy. He's been a consistent starter for Greg Berhalter and one of the team's most consistent scorers. The list goes on. Miles Robinson of Atlanta United or Kellen Acosta of Colorado. Both excellent examples of players who received a lot of flack but have played well regardless. Dear Euro snobs, enclosed, please find one pair of my shorts. Eat them. Eli. Oh, goody. Dear Eli, thanks for the shorts, but you can't ignore the Gold Cup being played every 2 years waters down its significance. Therefore, the US and Mexico have taken it less seriously. Also, first-time writer, long-time watcher, I'll listen to your answer on the show. XOXO, Eurosnobs. First off, thanks for the reply and watching the show. No matter where the player plays, if they're the best available, they should be selected. Our team has gotten consistently younger since Berhalter took over, and a lot of young American talent still starts here before moving to Europe. The Gold Cup is a great opportunity for many players to gain exposure, whether it's to solidify themselves with the national team or show off on a grand stage to European suitors, like Gianluca Buzio and Sam Vines, 2 young bucks in MLS who are on the current USMNT roster. Vines and Buzio were rumored to have interest from Belgium and Italy, and Buzio ended up going to Venezia in a deal worth up to $11 million. Rumors, a currently circulating story or report of uncertain or doubtful truth. Facts, this young USMNT squad should probably win the tournament. Good luck in Venezia, Buzio.
You know what, Vince? I do agree with Eli.
You're the only one ever.
I guess I am the only one, but I do agree with him that no matter what league you play in, you should have an opportunity to play for the U.S. men's national team, right? That makes a lot of sense. But I do have to say that there is a little bit of a talent gap between the players that play in Europe and the ones that play in the MLS.
Yeah.
But I do think in the Gold Cup, players like Kellen Acosta and Sebastian Lletget really made a good account of themselves, and I think they have an equal opportunity to make the team. And really, the MLS should look at it as a compliment that a lot of their players are getting picked up by big teams in Europe.
All right, I like where you're going with this. You know, we should give you a segment.
Maybe.
Yeah, no more lesser is more. Or you both can have one. But, you know, don't even get me started when it comes to the national team, because we'll be here all night, and the crew already hates me.
All right.
It's a serious thing. So let's wrap this baby up.
Let's wrap it up. That's our show. It was great to be back. Speaking of back, LAFC will be back at the bank this Saturday to take on Vancouver. Vince will be there with the 110 crew.
That's right. Catch me with Defenders of the Bank during the virtual tailgate on the LAFC app before kickoff. And then back again. We're live after the final whistle for 110 Football's instant reaction show on YouTube. Thank you again, Jessica, for putting up with me.
Oh, no, thank you for not wearing that silly hat.
What hat? That hat's awesome.
You mean this hat?
Yo, dude, you're gonna stretch out my hat, bro.
Dwight, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Or you can also call me Guapo J, Jessica.
So we're gonna leave the Guapo J alone, but that hat actually looks way better on you than it did on Vince.
Hey.
What?
I hate both of you, like equally right now. That's my lucky hat.
You know it looks better on...
Because he has hair?
It's maybe
Say
a
it,
little bit
just
of
say
that,
it.
but it just looks better. I mean, the
hair
outfit,
sells it.
everything looks
The
amazing.
hair sells it.
I know it's unhealthy.
Right. And you understand the problem now, don't you?
Yeah, but he's a good player. Why can't people see what I see?
Vince, why do people need to see it? If you know it's true, what does it matter what other people think?
Because my Twitter is a mess. I can't keep getting tagged in everything bad that Mark Anthony K does.
What about just getting off Twitter?
Hey guys, hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and touch the bell. No one knows what it does, but it seems provocative.